Hello, everybody, and welcome to Seeking Heaven, the Near-Death Experience and Other Phenomena. I'm Tamara Caulder Richardson, a 6-time near-death experiencer, evidential medium, and channeler of Christ and other masters. And I have a co-host here, Raymond O'Brien. Tell us about yourself.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? Thank you. First off, thank you, Tamara, for asking me on. God bless you for that. I've been so looking forward to tea with Tamara. Oh, don't forget, people, over here in the UK, we are on at 5:30 UK time. So make sure you meet us. I am a multiple near-death survivor, 16 NDEs, 10 resuscitations, 6 heart attacks. I am a professional counselor and psychotherapist. I specifically deal with the ripples of near-death. I do tend to find that there's an awful lot of negative stuff going on about NDEs. So it would be great if the two of us could really cover that. That would be wonderful.
Well, there is some negative stuff. Well, you know, one of the things that we were talking, and I actually, guys, watching here, guys, gals, and, you know, mermaids and whatever else, leprechauns watching, that tea with Tamara, that actually came to me when I woke up from a dream 2 days in a row. And I was told to do this, that people wanted to get to know me more. And I was told specifically to have my friend Raymond on from the UK. And I think there's various reasons for that. But you're very direct and I'm direct. But here we are from 2 different continents. And I think and we're both NDErs, we're both seers. And this would be something that people, I think, that would be interested in. But it would be a way for them to get to know us. And then we can talk about a variety of spiritual topics. And one of the things that is, I guess you could say if it was a pet peeve, is that I see so many of these NDE podcasts or whatever, they keep us in near-death experiencers. They keep us in that moment. And we're so much more than that. I mean, we're alive. We have thoughts. I do think that we live in a somewhat of a magical world because we do see the world a little bit differently in terms of many of us come back with after effects. We come back with if we had already, like if we were a born seer, which both of us are, but we become more enhanced with that because of our NDEs. And this could be something that we might get passed along, how we see things, and how I feel like it's all our natural state is to be a little bit more intuitive, more in touch with things, more in touch with your own soul, and then have some fun. Because one thing that you and I have, Raymond, is a lot of fun.
I believe that. We've already had fun. Just Tamara and I talking about this has been really, really exciting. I believe, I mean, you can tell by how I am. This is so rare because as you've just said, Tamara, we are so much more than that moment.
True.
And it's how we have come back into society, how we are as seers, how we have developed our skills, and to share that with others out there. That it is, you don't have to have such a traumatic experience to enjoy the feelings of life and coming back. So it's good not to be stuck just in that moment. So this is a wonderful moment to do this. It really genuinely is.
Oh, and we're going to have fun. So this is the deal. So this coming Tuesday, March the 1st, 2022, we're having our first tea with Tamara. Now, I don't have it in front of me now, but I actually I bought a couple teapots and actual fancy tea. And we're going to have tea. We're going to sit here and have tea and talk. And you can bring your favorite beverage. And this will be 12:30 a.m. USA time. And
5:30 UK time, which is normally the time we have our late tea, should we say? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll be having my teapot and my special tea, so that'll be wonderful. So make sure you join us for that. Don't be late.
Perfect. And then I get to learn about tea. I found out through Ancestry a couple years ago that I'm 91% British.
Are you really?
Yeah, it's really strange. Well,
I knew it.
And so I need to know something about tea so I can tell you the tea that I have. Maybe you can explain it or whatever. I need to learn more about this tea business. I mean, I usually it's coffee, which I have my very cool cups, rock Starseed, is coffee in it. But I like tea. I like tea. I actually like most things with caffeine in it, and so it definitely helps. It definitely helps to give you some energy. But
I agree.
we're going to need a lot of energy. But
I think we will, Tamara.
and so March 1st at 12:30 USA time and 5:30 UK time. And this time we're going to get to know Raymond. I've given him homework. I'm like, sorry, I'm giving you homework. And so he is going to look through his, I don't know what it's going to be. It's a surprise to me. I don't know. He's going to look at whatever, connects with him in his past of, his childhood or maybe his badass motorcycle, trips or whatever pictures. And so we get to know a little bit about him and his journey, because he's a lot more than all his multiple NDEs. And then we get to talk about, weaved into that you're a real person. You're not just some mystical whatever. And then weave that into whatever story you want so we can get to know you. And then on March 22nd, which is the third Tuesday, so it's the first and third Tuesday, Tea with Tamara, it's my actual birthday, March 22nd. Me and William Shatner. It's my birthday. Yeah, William Shatner and I, Captain Kirk, share the same birthday. So I will do the same. I will have photographs that no one has ever seen. I don't know what they are yet, but there's things that you guys don't know about me. You're not going to know everything, but there will be things like, several years then during the rock and roll years when Clay was on Capitol, and we were our hipster years. I've got nobody's seen these things. It was very cool. I mean, we met a lot of famous people, did a lot of cool stuff. My advertising agency years, me in my suits and stuff like that, and then my purple suits and purple glasses. I had to have everything matching. So that will be something you can get to know me a little bit better, not just my near-death experience stories, and about how this journey, how living with our near-death experiences, living with the after effects, living with the continual spiritually transformative experiences, which I will give credit to Dr. Von Kaysen for that, who coined the term STEs, which we're both on the Spiritual Awakenings International Advisory Board, and wonderful group, Spiritual Awakenings, if you want to check that out. And we're also an affiliate. The channel is also an affiliate member. But we've had a lot of those, and you can actually check out, the different symptoms, if you want to call it, signs of different spiritual awakenings. So as we're talking, these things will come up. We'll talk about it as they come up. We'll be as candid as we can without being removed.
We can't be removed.
We won't drop the F-bomb till after the show. We'll try to be in some good behavior. Oh, there's Adriana. Adriana is a love leader. Absolutely awesome.
Hi, Adriana. How are you?
She is awesome. She is like number one love leader channel member. She's awesome. Okay. So is David. So are the others. So is Rosemary. So are many others, and Charlotte. But she's always very very supportive.
Thank you.
I'm saying hi to Adriana right now, and you'll see in the chat. It's really cool. You can just do like that. Isn't that cool? Wonderful. So we can say hey. Yeah, it takes time to type, and I have to make sure I don't add extra things in there. But yeah, so thanks for watching. So Tuesday is when it kicks off, and it'll be 90 minutes. And what we're going to do initially, we're going to focus on Raymond, his life, and whatever pops up there. It's just going to be just a fun, candid conversation. You can ask questions. And then mine, March 22nd, my birthday, we're going to do, we're going to have a special day. Yay. And then we're going to, I don't know what I'm going to present, but I'll have some, private, personal images of my childhood and my life and whatever I think is a blast. I've got to go down memory lane boxes myself, and then we'll just have a chat. And then, we've even talked about having guests on the show where if we find someone interesting, we may have them not for the whole time, but we will have guests on the show that we can interact with. So we want to make this real candid and raw and real and not so structured. So many people, which, I really appreciate having my past guests on my show, and many have become friends, and I do support each person that I have on my show. So much so that Spirit wrote me up 2 days in a row and said, people need to get to know you, and they needed to get to know Raymond. And I was like, okay, that's true. And, it's not that I'm not, there at these things, but I guess it's time for people to get to know kind of how I think a little bit more too, because we are both spiritual teachers and we have specific thoughts about things. We're both opinionated. And so not that hey, I encourage everybody to have your own opinions and for you to be.
So do I. So do I. I think it's very, very important to be able to do that. And I think, what folks, everyone out there, this is something really original. And it's just absolutely wonderful. And just to see Adriana there, again, it's great meeting you, Adriana, and thank you for taking the time to write up. It's going to be amazing, just brilliant. I feel so passionate about this. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And Adriana, she is like many of the people that I know that I call them truth seekers that watch this channel, and also that are a part of my Love Leaders. Yay, Love Leader channel members, support this channel so we can do more fun things. But that they really know about, they've read and researched, like with Adrienne, I think she said she studied 25 years near-death experiences. And so there are people, even though they're not like us yet, there's time.
Yes.
There's time.
There is.
You can be one too. That they know about this phenomenon. And I think it's important that with us, Raymond, that with this, with these episodes with Tea with Tamara, that we're ourselves, that we're candid. We try to be as honest with people as we can without being thrown off of YouTube or anything. But you know what I mean? Just be really honest and try to be as helpful along the way. And I think that one of the things that's missing in life, so many people sit behind the boob tube, is storytelling, right? And you can learn a lot through storytelling. You can actually teach through storytelling. Mm-hmm. But I think that I know you've got some amazing stories, some really funny ones too. And it's about life and the stories in life and the things that we learn from it. And this is something that I'm hoping we can do as we have fun and we might even go over some current events. We might go some spiritual things. We'll have some guests. It's going to be really fun. You're going to be always surprised what it's going to be, because that's how we roll. But it's, and we may show you, images. I know you do a lot of photography, and I'd like to see some of your photography on here too. So I think you've gotten a lot better at that, and I know you enjoy it. And so, but we're going to be taking your questions, and we're going to, be real and be here with you. And so you get to see that especially multiple near-death experiences, they're a different breed than someone who's had one or two. Do you agree, Raymond?
Oh, absolutely. It's something I struggled with. I struggled with the first 10. So the last 6 have been very, 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 very educational for me, and particularly in passing over about the other effects, rather than as you said, Tamara, earlier. Some days it can be very unpleasant, but other days it can be so magical where it simply takes your breath away. So I believe the same as you. The more experiences that we have had means that the more that we can give to those who want to know. And I am the same as you, Tamara. And for all you lovely people out there listening, just hit me up with as many questions as you can, because this is what makes us so interesting. There's so much in here, but we need you to tease it out of us. That's how I feel.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to be live. You're going to be hands-on. And, here's the thing. Here we go. You're going to get a small taste of this right now. I'm
ready.
I am not really into whether it's an NDE story or whatever story, it's something dark and creepy. I'm just, look, we got enough weird stuff going on. However, I also am realistic, and I don't really adhere to a bunch of fluff of like love and light. I'm like, that's good. I really do want love and light. But when if children's heads are being cut off, I'm not going to go love and light.
It doesn't work, does it?
I'm going, okay, that's cool. We need that. That's good. But, we also need to be, in present time. So I guess what I'm saying is that it's important. And yes, of course I do want these things. I do want love and world peace and kumbaya. And I want all those things. Sunsets, puppy dogs, all of that. But we also, I think that sometimes that this whole NDE thing is oversold.
Yes, yes, and that was something which irritated me, to be quite honest with you, because I don't come out of that mold. I feel exactly the same as you, Tamara. You know, love. It is a very important part of the life, but my take on that is when I'm in my therapy room and somebody comes in who's probably had either a very wonderful experience or not such a good NDE experience, for me to sit there and say all you need is love, it just doesn't work, you know. So there has to be more than that, and that's where I come from. That's like I've been on the end of all you need is love, Raymond. But what if you can't find that love? You know, what does that do to us? Where does that leave us? If just saying, well, love is everything, but we're still walking around with the same issues. You know, this is where I became very conflicted with, very confused, particularly with professionals who I'd seen. So what your idea, Tamara, I can't get it across to you enough. I'm still shell shocked, to be quite honest, about to actually be here, because I know the impact that this is going to have on those of us
feeling it,
who are
really feeling it.
Yes.
Because I know you and I are like real people, and we're going to just give it to people as we see it. So,
yes.
What I'm seeing is again, it's not that I'm not all for that, but I think some of the stuff doesn't seem real, and it seems like BS to me. And the other aspect of it, when someone, a regular person, like let's say if you consider yourself regular, you know,
kind of,
you probably
do.
Well, I don't know. You're probably not if you're watching this. So just saying. God bless you. That's why I love you so much. But anyway, but if you're somewhat fit in as normal, you could one day it didn't even have to be a big deal. You could have a near-death experience. It could be, you know, there was some lady I was talking to earlier today on LinkedIn, and she was selling a vitamin line product. I won't say the name. I used to sell it years ago in my 20s, just so I could get the product for free. And she had a reaction to what it got guarana in it. It was some kind of vitamin crap in it, and she had an NDE, and I'm like, and so what happens? You could it didn't have to be a big deal. You don't have to have big heart issues. It could just be whatever, just because we're human. It could be anything. It could be you trip. You choke on a freaking pecan. It could be anything. And so when that happens, now all of a sudden, now you're seeing in the spirit world. Now you're seeing, who knows, whatever that experience is, beings of light, tunnels. Who knows? Now you have dead people talking to you. Whatever your thing is, how do you adjust to that? How do you come back in this world? And because this world is kind of set up for you not to speak your truth. I don't know if you noticed that. This is called sarcasm, by the way.
It's so true.
It's called sarcasm. And and so it's very hard for most people just to be themselves in general, or to really admit to themselves who they really are and what they really want in life. And so when you come back from something like this, which is even heavier, right? Or that has some, and it doesn't have to be an NDE. It could be some kind of big spiritual shift. I mean, if you saw, you know, a loved one, a relative in spirit at the end of your bed, like a full apparition, that might change you.
Yeah, I would expect that.
You would never be the same, right? And then who do you talk to? Raymond and Tamara. That's who you talk to.
Thank you. I'm so glad you said that. Come to talk to us, because you won't go away. At the very least, you'll always go away with more knowledge than you came with. That's how I see it, because we are prepared to impart that to you in the way that you have just described, Tamara, which is missing within our community, to be quite honest with you.
It's missing, and even with people like us, I feel, not that I don't send them a lot of love, I do, and I don't mean any harsh feelings. I just feel like that. Well, and there may be reasons. So I'm going to, you know, I'm always defending near-death experiencers, but I'm not going to name names. Okay. I will never do that. Lady didn't tell, but I will tell you that I have talked to a few near-death experiencers that I said, you're Starseed. You're from another planet. How do you know that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just do. And they're like, yeah, I saw that in my NDE. I'm like, why don't you tell anyone? Well, it doesn't really fit the narrative of what I should say. Or I have other people, I'll say, many people, this has happened to many. And I said, you're not from here. How do you know that? I'm like, and then they're like, well, people don't want to know about this weird UFO stuff. And I was abducted. And I'm like, they just want to hear my NDE. But what near-death experiencers that are watching, because y'all were nosy and you're watching too, is that what you want to know is that a lot of these people I talked to before and afterwards, they tell me all sorts of crazy stuff that happens to them. Spiritually transformative experiences, could be UFOs, could be ghosts, could be spirit, could be also. And well, we don't talk about that. That's not really part of the, the whole little framework, the NDE story. And so they don't talk about it. And I'm thinking, but that's part of it. I have strange, I was going to say something else, stuff happen all the time. And I think it's normal. I have strange stuff. I had a lady before, I had the fairy lady on. I had 12 deer run through the back of my yard and 8 just looked beside me and hung out. That's not normal. I loved it. It was great.
Must have been magical.
It was awesome. I wanted to kiss their heads and I want to go and for a group hug and it was just, but yeah, it's just but that's, I mean, how do you, I just said that, but I mean, but I usually don't, you have things with nature too. I usually don't say that, but I have really cool stuff with nature happen a lot. I think it's because they like our energy.
So do I. I mean, I don't know about you, Tamara, but others who I have also spoken have had the same, very similar experiences with animals. And as you said, that they feel very reluctant to talk about it, as if we'd be looked at sideways. But you and I, one of the things that happens to me is I get an awful lot of foxes that come to see me. It's just magical. But to try to explain that to others who maybe haven't had the same sort of experience, it almost for a while it silenced me. I felt like who could I talk to about this? And it wasn't until I'd gone, shall we say, I sorted the wheat from the chaff when I started to find people like you who I knew that I could talk to. You have had the same experiences, so that even made it even more easier to talk to you, and without being judged. It's nice to be in a non-directive environment with somebody walking alongside you and just simply listening to what you've got to say, rather than thinking, "Ooh, cuckoo, this person's a little bit out there." But we're not. These are the ripples of coming back, or as you said, a similar experience. But they are real and they need to be spoken about. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and also the whole thing is synchronicity too. So so we've got Donna Rebido, who is also on the show. Excellent episodes. Hello, Donna. Kisses.
How are you?
We need to connect. I know she's busy saving the world. You should. This woman is the biggest humanitarian I've ever known. She's amazing. And but yeah, she loves animals. Look at her and her dog. Yeah, she was actually.
I know, what a beauty.
Oh gosh, therapy dogs. I mean, she's like really into animals. I mean, yeah, she has a connection, so she totally understands. I mean, that's a special thing too. And yeah, the ripples are coming back. People don't talk about that. And again, I'm not going to be negative, but I'm not going to be like everything's cool. It's not cool.
Yes.
Like, what do you do? What do you do now?
Yeah. How do you cope? How do we cope with that? This is one of the things I've been through the mill. I've sat with psychiatrists. I've sat with psychologists. But when they find it too much to understand where we've been, or they may be coming from their own viewpoints. Somebody said to me did you sit next to the hand of God, Ray? And I'm thinking, is this part of therapy? Is this what you should be asking me? It left me massively confused with the medical world of the help. In actual fact, I would say it put me into a deeper isolation. And if it's done that to me, I'm pretty sure it's done that to millions of others of us who are out there who've had, Donna, I agree with you. We do need to connect and talk with fellow NDErs. There's far too much. It feels like we're almost shamed into silence. It is.
Oh my God, that is true. Or our story is like this. and we need to, all of us, step it up some, because we're hiding stuff under the rug. I mean, we are. I mean, I've come out with my Starseed business, which actually that's started a year ago. Like, who knew that was going to happen? I told Donna, "You're a Starseed too." She's like, "Oh, Tamara." So I'm like, but because we're so much more, but because it doesn't fit in that little box of our story that we've told again and again.
Yes.
I had a near-death experience interview. It was really good with Rob Vox on his channel. But I said, I referred people back to my channel and said, you can look at my thing on there. I said, because let's just talk about stuff. And we did, and it was awesome. We just talked about the coolest, whatever came up. And we had, because I can do these things, I can talk about a lot of spiritual stuff. So we did, and we had the best time. I don't think it's not in our best interest to become the story. We are the living story. We don't need to become the story in our book or in our thing. And I went here and I hung out with Jesus, which I did. But the thing is, I honestly, I could see him right now if I wanted to. Well, I don't know if I could. I'd definitely feel him. But what I'm saying is, I'm not that. I'm more than that. I'm living.
You are.
And so we need to be careful about our stories. It doesn't trap us and keep us in that moment, because we're all doing all the NDErs and that you hear about in these things. I say all of us, the majority of them, I would say, are doing amazing stuff out there. And so come on, talk about more things. Talk about, that, a freaking dragonfly landed on your finger and winked at you.
Yeah, it's breaking that glass ceiling. And hi, Clay.
He's been so good helping with everything. Oh my God, it's been so great.
He's
always he's always making sure the sound. He used to own a sound company, that everything's cool. Oh, we're gonna have some pictures of him with his hair long behind drums with me.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
I look forward to that.
He's like, "Don't do this to me." Okay, so here we go. What does Donna say? Our people are too quick to forget we're real. Yeah, and the thing is, Donna, I know you. Your heart is so big and loves everybody. How can that not be a real example? It doesn't matter if, I get so tired of these polarities. It's boring, quite honestly. Someone's on the left, someone's on the right. Honestly, we're all human and need the same things. And your heart loves everybody. And you're a lot more than your story. So, and that's just you. And because I know you. So, I mean, you're a perfect example. So, what does it say? Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, exactly. We're not freaks. Thank you, Donna. We're not a freak show. We are not a freak show. Yeah, people are curious. And that's why I won't name certain things, not your podcast or not Candy's podcast, but because, you have respect for spiritual things and spiritual people and all that, but there are some that just are not NDErs, and I will not say who, that they just, it's a curiosity thing, and it's like, oh, isn't this cool? And I was telling Raymond beforehand, I don't do this for the money, y'all. I haven't. I mean, I'd like to be able to break even. I haven't even done that yet, but I do this because I do anything in life. I feel that I feel led to. I follow spirit. I've had to. My life has depended on it in the past, and I tell people to do that, and it's because I do that. And am I perfect? No, but I, follow, God. I say spirit people. My guys are always talking to me, but sometimes it's just a feeling in your heart, pulled to do something, and we're not. But I'm just saying, it's okay, NDErs listening. It's okay, truth seekers listening. Come out with your greatness, right?
Please.
Quit being sheepish. It's true, Adriana.
Yeah, Adriana. Yes, and that is absolutely true. And I don't know about you, but I felt rather saddened of the way that I was treated by some members of the church, because they wasn't prepared to listen. And as you just said there, Adriana, the dogmas have silenced our spirituality and limited our spiritual growth. What a great thing to say. Thank you, Donna, as well.
It can help people if you want to praise and whatever, but this is how Tamara looks at it. That doesn't mean your opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that I'm better. It's just my opinion. And we can
Yes.
only speak from our truth, right? That doesn't mean yours
Yeah.
isn't valid. Yours is totally valid. But, you know, I other than my grandmother, you know, tell me about Jesus, it was such a sweet thing she told me. It was very sweet. And she was very spiritual. Other than that, other than 3 years old, maybe 3.5, I never went to church. I never did anything. And then when I was in college, I tried to kind of see, let's see what that's like. And I would kind of go in there and then I go away because I felt it was stifling. And I don't feel like any man should tell man, I don't mean man, woman, human, should tell me what to think about my own spirituality when God put me here now.
Yes.
He can take me away when he wants to, and think that I'm important enough, just like you listening, to be here right now. And your birthright is you automatically have a connection to God. No one needs to tell you how. You might need to quieten your mind, you know. But other than that, you know. And so I think it's great if it can help people. And maybe one entry level in. I'm not against it at all. But for me, I don't feel like I need an approval, that I need to be a part of anything. That's why I always joke and say I'm part of Team God. But that's it. I don't really want to be a part of anything organized. I've done that in the past here and there, and it just never felt right. I feel like that to truly be free, we need to quit the labels of what other people give us and what we give ourselves. And the only way to do that is to give ourselves permission to be spiritually free and to look at things and to observe and question and ask things. And we need to not judge ourselves and judge others, but just take it in. Yes. What do you think, Raymond?
I think that's, while you were saying that, I was just thinking what Tamara said is absolutely right. And Adriana, again, and with you, there's a beautiful old church in my town, and it was built in 1088, and I go there quite often. And I don't go there to hear the vicar, with the greatest respect. It's a lovely person, absolutely love him to bits. But I wait until the church is empty. And I have a set spot right at the back of the church. And, you know, this church is over 1,000 years old. So it was built on this site for a reason. And when I walk in there, Tamara, and I sit in the back pew, I feel that power come up through my feet, and it just... So that's what I go there for. And I love what you said. I don't need to go there for a man or a woman to tell me about what I should be seeing. The power that we receive, the power that you and I receive from God, is far superior to, you know, what anyone could tell us up in that pulpit. You know, so I'm with you. Yes. And Donna, again, yes, little country chapels are just magical. I think with what you were saying about the pictures, I will take a picture of inside of the church.
Ooh, that would be so cool. Yeah, that would be cool. And you know what? This is neat. We're going to let this evolve. And it may be that we do sometime, hey, this week we're going to do, so if you want to send in your pictures, and then I'll have to have time that we can, I can upload it to StreamYard, and then we'll post other people's. Maybe we'll have certain topics we'll go over. And again, I don't want it to be like personally teach it, I'm going to tell you, but it's more like, hey, let's just have a conversation. You know, let's just discuss stuff.
Come and join us.
Join us. This is inclusive. This is soul community. This is a global soul community. You know, here's the thing. There's a lot of global stuff going on right now. I don't know if you've read the news, but that's sarcasm again. And so. And so this is also, guess what? A global community. This is a global thing, but this is positive.
It is.
Right?
It is.
And I don't mean just us because we're from, you know, 2 different countries. I mean, you know, you're my soul brother, so I don't look at it like
you are my soul sister. You know that.
Yeah. Ooh. But it's really about all of us, because I mean, there are people all over the place that are on here, and so. Yeah, the idea, and then we can share and we can have different things. So, you know, we're going to see how I'm going to follow Spirit. Raymond's going to follow Spirit 2 days in a row, waking up with us. And I was told, and I usually don't tell, but, you know, they were a bit harsh to me. They said, they told me it's time for you to step out and people see who you are more. I was like, oh goodness. But they mentioned Raymond specifically, so I guess that must be for you too. So I think it's about our own soul's growth, and I think that God, Spirit, our team, God that works with us, they love us so much that sometimes they want to push us. Like, we know you've done that. God bless you. We appreciate it. But they want us to go that next little bit. Well, I feel comfortable so-and-so. I say my little NDE thing. People have me on so-and-so, but they want us to be more than that. And I'm not talking just me and Raymond. I'm talking about everybody that if you're thinking about it, you need to do it, because we're not here that long. And we need to, if you end off in this life at 3rd grade and you didn't quite finish 3rd grade, guess what you get to do next time you come back? 3rd grade.
That's right.
That's so the more brownie points you can, or the more things you can accomplish, and the more you can be further along in your own journey and honoring your own life here. We really need to look at this, y'all. We need to look at this, that we are not just an NDE. We are not just a father, a mother. We go to work, we come back. We're not just these things. We're so much more than that. But we still, you know what I think it is? Because I'm bad about it, and I don't mean to, but I think it's because we're so used to not telling all of us to people. That we're so used to holding back, and it's not that we're being mean. It's that we're just kind of so used to this courtesies and this politeness that it's time that we really are more ourselves. It's really that time. We need everybody to be the very best that they can. Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about love and light, but I am. That's what we need. We do need that, but we need to, we need to step it up.
Yeah, we do. It's that, I'm the same as you. There's a huge space in my life for love and light, but I am a realist. And Clay, don't forget the tea. Yes.
Well, we're not officially doing tea. I bought the teapots. I got a pink one and a white one. I got all these tea bags. I'm going to bring it tomorrow so we can have our little tea and stuff. But I'm drinking coffee today with my cool cup. But
water today, so please forgive me.
It looks like I got lemons on the counter. Look, can I pretend I can set it down? Look. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's my counter. Not really, but okay. Not right, is it? I'm not right. Okay, don't forget the tea. Soul siblings. Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, it's okay to let people see the beauty in you. Oh, look at this. I love this.
I know. Isn't that beautiful? It's just
God knows people's heart. The scriptures are testify that. Yeah, God does know people's heart. It's true. You can't.
It's beautiful.
You can't fake out God.
No, you can't. And Adriana, that's a beautiful thing to say. Thank you. It's making me well up a little bit. Just magical. Tamara, and I think this is a testimony to what we're seeing now. With Adriana, with Donna, and everyone else who's tuning in, of how much this is needed and how much it's missing. So again, for this is your idea. I think it's just when you pitch this to me, you kind of blew me. Spirits, okay, but you're a willing conduit, and you've ran with it. You've ran with what you've been told. And I think it's magical. I know many out there are thinking, thank God for Tamara. We've been waiting for this. We really have been.
We're going to be raw. We're going to get all in there. And any NDErs, I'm going to give you I'd say an invitation. Oh, no. I'm going to give you a challenge. If you're competitive, I'm going to give you a challenge. What is the thing you have not said that is not really part of your NDE, but afterwards you see ghosts all the time, or actually you've been communicating with ETs your whole life? But we don't talk about that. Any stuff like that, you come clean right here, because I'll support you 100%. Yes. I don't care how weird it is. I don't care if you go off at night in a little spaceship with them. I don't care what you've done. I will support you. If you want to come clean on here, you are my kind of normal.
Yes, I'm the same as you. I honor that. And I believe that this will become a safe space for those who want to talk about the things that we are browbeaten not to talk about. And for everyone who's out there, oh my goodness, I kept it so quiet about my foxes talking to me, you know, my crows who visit me, you know, the things, you know, being a seer, you know, seeing cancer, seeing diseases on people, that really troubled me. And it took an awful lot, took a lot of courage. And I'm sure this applies to many out there, to come forward. You know, we're not here to ridicule you. We're not here, which is what is beautiful about Tamara. And this is the reason why I'm here, is because I feel your integrity. I feel your honesty. I feel your love. I feel your connections with God. And that's why I'm here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
No, you're a hard ass too. Okay, guys, I just want to tell you, guys and gals, everybody, Raymond is so kind and fair, but he is not a me too or a tag along. If he doesn't like something, oh my God. I mean,
I'll tell you.
You're a hard ass. You have no problem saying, no, I disagree.
I've learned that because others had no problem to say that to me. So when I reply, it's not from a malicious viewpoint. I'm very reflective. So, you know, I'm not here to beat somebody up about their beliefs. I respect everything. I'm not here to judge you. But what I have found is that there is a glass ceiling when it comes to NDEers and us talking about it. We have been suppressed. And I don't mind saying I'm bloody well sick of being suppressed by people who have no right to do that to us, whether they're film producers, whether they're people who are not experiencers. I have been used and abused by so many people, and I know there's many of us out there who've been the same.
Okay, so we're only going to do 15 minutes, but y'all were so interactive. We're gonna go here. This is how this is. I mean, y'all just wait when we get cranked up. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and then I am gonna mention this because I have, like, you know, Tourette's where I must say this. What about NDE stalkers?
I could. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt.
That could be a whole episode. We may have to pick that up next time because I asked
that. Listen to that.
Oh my God, I could tell you the NDE. That's creepy, y'all. Don't be doing that. I mean, look, if you can learn something from us or be a part of our soul community, and you know, whether you've had an NDE or not, everybody watching is amazing. I know this already. You don't need to follow me. I mean, I can help. Yeah, do follow me. Actually, subscribe and sign up and follow and be a channel member. Yes. But what I'm saying is, if you could learn something, great. But my goal is to connect you with God, the divine, the beauty that's already within you, because you have so much within you already. And this isn't going to turn into a gripe session, but there are people that are giving wrong information. I think that are certain podcasts, not any of you watching or have your own, you're awesome. But there are some, and because I have them, people write me and they'll ask me crazy stuff, not you, Adriana, but they'll ask me crazy stuff and I'll go, where'd you get that? You don't, wherever you got it, you don't need to be
thinking that way. Yeah.
Have your own discernment, because I think that there's some wrong information out there too. And I'm not just talking about NDErs, but spiritual topics and so forth. What do you think about that, Raymond? Do you agree?
Yes, very much so. I have encountered them. I have come unstuck because I wasn't savvy. I didn't have the knowledge at the time. As we all know, to acquire the skills, and again, Adriana, I agree with you 100%. It took me a long time for the veil to be lifted and realize the reason why I have been brought back here. And it wasn't to make a big buck out of my experiences. It was simply to help others. And I'm pleased to say that all of my needs are met. My wants are a different thing, but my needs are met. And, you know, this is what I try to get over to some of the survivors who would come into my practice room. And yes, Donna, it has to stop. We have to stand up together. Otherwise, we're going to be erased out with the rubber. And it's not happening. It's not happening. Adriana, some people are just nuts.
Yes, they are just nutty. And you got to put that into, you know, everything goes, look, I tell people and they look at me like, you know, and when you're out there sometimes, and I'll go, look, you need to have discernment. You don't need to be messing with any weird stuff, because what's going to happen? Weird it's going to happen. Okay. That's what's going to happen. And so when it does, people go, what happened? I'm like, I told you don't be doing some weird stuff. Just, do a normal spiritual practice. You don't need to stand on your head and, look at a mirror upside down and pull out stuff or whatever you're doing. Just, you've got everything within you, the way that it is. And yes,
it is within us. And I think that is one of the biggest cons. It's already within us. It's listening to us, like to you, the organismic self. And,
Donna,
Donna, that's sad. That is, and Donna, I have been called an abomination, through helping people. So, my empathies are with you. It's not right. We shouldn't be called this. And with what you
just mean, it's not right.
It is. It's not right. Why would you want to do that? So this is
jealousy. Let me just tell you what. I can vouch for Donna. Not that I'm like the mob or anything here, but Donna is first class. She's a kind, loving person, and she does so much. It came up in a reading. My God, she does so much for humanity and her money and time and everything. And there's always going to be these people now, because I'm having more people that are watching. I've gotten some really mean trolls, and I've told them, and Adriana knows it. She's one of our Love Leader channel members. I said, look, if you want to come here with an honest question or be a part of things, and you want to ask, and that's fine. I don't care what it is. But if you come here to harass me or my guest as a troll, you are gone. I mean, yes. I'm not putting up with that, because this has to be a safe space for everybody. And it's just very important. And then Donna says here, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't believe, there was a guy I had on here, Aaron Abaki, really sweet fella, came on. He teaches the, what do you call it? Course of Miracles and Law 1, whatever. Somebody was saying horrible things about him, and I get rid of him. He'd come back. I'm like, we can do this all day long. I reported him every time. So if you're watching, I'll do it again. I'm just saying that this is integrity. We need to, and this is what I mean by boundaries. If there's anyone negative around us, we don't need to put up with that. We need to protect our space and keep it pure and clean. We don't need to tolerate that. So I'm very serious. I don't let any of that, whether it's me, someone else, they can say what they want, but if it's just meanness, and the same thing, Donna, with you, unfortunately, why are they like that? You know what? It's their decision.
It is. It's their choice to be that way. And I'm the same as everyone else. I'm stating facts. I'm not being judgmental. I'm not proportioning blame to anyone. People are who they are, the way they've been brought up. The past experience has brought them to where they are. But I love what you said, Tamara. This will be the safe space that you have created, that you have brought. It's important. I think this is going to be pretty big, to be honest with you. That's what my feelings are.
I've been feeling that too, really. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so big. Because you know what? I'm serious. Okay, now look, I was in my late 40s when I started, which you're like, aren't you that now? I'm like, no, I'm not. But I got my black belt as the only woman in 10 years that did that. I had 2 broken bones. I continued. I did, when I broke my foot on my right side, oh no, this little badass over here used their left foot to break boards with, because that's how I roll. And so people have underestimated me, and I'm like, that's fine, their loss. But the thing is, I am serious about this. I will support someone, and I will go to bat for you, because it's an integrity issue.
Yes.
And if someone ever is vulnerable here with us, right? Or even on my regular interviews, but with Raymond and I won't permit such behavior at all, because I'm not a wimp. Just saying, no. and I honor everybody's feelings. So that thing with Donna would never happen no, not at all. And I have been called that too. I was called that by my own sister, and she started laughing, and I was like, well, that was kind of hurtful. And maybe she meant it, maybe she didn't. I know. And I'm like, that's sad. But it's just that people sometimes don't understand. And also there's jealousy involved, because, whatever it is, they'll say cruel, horrible things, and it could be anything. So I don't, you know what Jesus told me? I got to tell you this. 2 years ago, Jesus came to me. I said, I want to do more for people, and I want to help people more, and I want to do more. And I think I have it, a kind of a PR personality. It's because I'm in marketing. And so I've always been like this. I'm like, hey. And so I want to do more because I think I can. And he's like, well, I got to tell you, there's people going to be mean. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, people publicly, they'll say horrible, mean things to you.
Yes.
So what are you saying? He said, you need to toughen up some. You need to realize the source it's coming from and not let it stick to you and not worry about it so much. Because that they're coming from a place that's different than you. And if you understand that, then you'll let it roll off of you.
Yes. Yeah.
And I said, okay, then. So can you help me with that? And he goes, I can, if this is what you really want, but this is what comes with it is cruelty. Some people will be cruel. Yes. And I was like, I think I can do that. So it's a compliment. So I'm just saying it to everyone listening. When somebody says these things, it's a compliment. It's because you're getting under their skin.
Yeah. Yeah. I treat them as a gift, because when I get that toxicity, it allows me to practice my skills even more. So that's how I look at it. It used to be the other way for me. It used to really upset me. It used to be very hurtful. But as you have just said, Tamara, to move into this field and to bring forward the truth about what you and I are speaking about and what everybody here is wanting to listen to, we have to be brave. We know that we're going to get hate mail. Many of us have already been attacked. It's just shocking. And Adriana, again, no worries. And I agree with what you've just written there. But for me personally, it took me an awful long time to get to this level of beliefs and awareness. So in between that time, I didn't have good defenses up. I was very open. I was lost. I was blind. I was still suffering from the after effects of the cardiac arrest and the heart attacks. And this is something which I like to put over to others. Is that this is going to be great for you, because we're not coming from the mainstream. Tamara have deliberately sat down and spoken about how we're going to present this, and I'm genuinely buzzing about this. I genuinely am.
No, I did give some rules. I said we can't drop the F-bomb.
We can't do the F-bomb.
We can't say cuss words. Damn it. And we can't talk about the thing that people get in their arm. And we can't talk about certain things other than, we can talk around it, but we can't say certain things. Otherwise, we're cool. And so it's just, it's the world we live in right now.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm not sweating it. We can still communicate our thoughts and where we are with stuff. And Donna, that's really sweet what she said.
Thank you, Donna. I love you too. Thank you for taking time to come and sit here and watch us and give us your beautiful feedback. It means an awful lot.
Yeah,
to us, I'm sure.
Yeah, she's really awesome. Donna has her own podcast, and she does a really good job. And she does so many things to try to help this world. Mother Teresa. Let's see what she said. Put comment that Mother Teresa, dear person. Someone replied to me that I should do my homework because she was bad and stupid. What? I've heard that too. Someone said, she was really working with like Satanists and Illuminati. I said, well, I don't know that. I said, she sure was busy out there helping people that were ill.
Well,
so, I don't think she'd be doing that. People say crazy stuff. So that is just crazy. I mean, she was out there. It was not a sexy job she had helping people.
It certainly wasn't. Was it?
So, she wasn't getting any money. And so, and people that mention here that, exactly. People like that, you go, oh, okay, crazy, done. That's what I do.
That's what I do.
Right, you just go mental note. They're completely, nuts. Okay, that's your opinion, and then you can form your own opinion. Sometimes you're right. I don't argue. Because there's no. That's an indicator there's some people out there that they're going to say something negative about everything. One thing I will say, a plug, and I guess we'll have to go to, you have to stay tuned. We've got some prizes. Raymond's life as a child and all these different things he's going to show us that he's never told anyone.
Oh, you're going to be so
Tuesday. Oh yeah, I said 12:30. Yes. Get your tea ready. I'm going to have my teapot. I have my
be ready
teapot
for us.
and everything. And then March 22nd, you have to celebrate your birthday with me. But Spiritual Awakenings International, I will have to say this. It is run by Dr. Von Kaysen and Robert Bear, who are multiple experiencers. And I know the treasurer, Brian Sackett's also a multiple experiencers. And many of the people on the advisory board are multiple experiencers. And I can tell you the multiple experiencers, especially ones that go to the higher realms or that are longer. And one of my NDEs, the one that was when I was 5, I was dead on arrival 15 minutes and I was on and off dead for 2 hours. That's a long time. So the thing is, bonus, I got to hang out with Jesus, so I'm not like too worried about it.
Well, there is no complaints there, then, is there?
He was awesome. And I did argue about coming back. I did. I said, man, I don't really want to come back. He had to really talk me into it. So you guys are worth it. So, I mean, think about it. We came back for a reason. You're here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. We're all here for a reason. So we need to quit belly aching about stuff or getting into this political ball game of whatever it is. I don't know. It's always something, and really get into why you're here. Yeah. And that's gonna make a difference.
We can't fight between each other. For me, everything changed once I had a purpose. It wasn't a job, it was a purpose. And Adriana, it will be fun. It will be. Yeah. So please be part of that. I really welcome that.
Oh, it's true. And the other thing is, I love sometimes when you'll get so caught off guard, you'll just laugh and tell the truth. So I love that about you. And I don't, we don't candy coat things. We say it as we see it. And that doesn't, you never rude to anyone, but I think honesty is important. I think it's refreshing. So many people have sanitized everything they've said, which I'm actually was told I'm going to be doing a little spiritual lesson. I haven't even told you, Raymond, but to do, more things, but shorter. And so I can have a life. I have a life. Not that you guys aren't worth it, but
self-care.
I need self-care. I'm going to be doing these shorts called spiritual shorts, and they're going to be like 15 minutes, and there's going to be quick. And one of them is stop self-censoring and start self-expressing, because people will go, oh, and they'll stop what they're going to say. Why? You need to say it. I mean, as long as you're kind about it, you need to speak your truth. And so many people are just stop themselves. So that's one of the things that these little shorts that I wanted, just do quick little things. And then, if it helps people, great. If it doesn't, fine. They can, but it's short and it doesn't take a lot of time. And thank you so much. Oh, wait.
Happy birthday, Mom.
My birthday, but okay. When is your birthday, Raymond?
Being a survivor, I have 2. I have the 3rd of March is when I first died, but my mother's birthday, birth from my mother, was the 31st of May.
The 31st.
31st of May. Yeah.
31st of May. So it's around the corner. So we'll have to celebrate it too.
It's close. That sounds wonderful.
So my birthday will be 3/22 and yours is the 31st.
Yes.
Okay, let me put here just so people know. And we've got that. And then what we will do, and then we'll celebrate that then too. And plus too, if anyone has a birthday while we're on here, Adriana, let us know and we'll celebrate your birthday.
Oh, this is a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I think that's good because we're talking about celebrating life. And so there we go. I think I said that right. All right, good. So what we're going to do is awesome. And then so if you're on here, have a birthday, we'll celebrate you, and we'll have some tea and we'll go through this. And so remember, Tuesday at 12:30, and then we will, that's 5:30 UK time. And then whatever else you can figure out your time zone, what that would be. And we will have that listed below. I can't find it. I was trying to post it so you could see it, but it is Tuesday at 12:30. So it's the first and third Tuesday. So thank you guys. I went a little longer, but I was having too much fun, and I hope you had fun too. And I felt like your comments were so no worries, Donna. No worries. You're awesome. No worries.
Donna, thank you.
No worries there. Okay. And then Adriana's the 31st. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Adriana.
And so, so we'll have fun. And it's just because this is being led by Spirit. I'm getting this download. It feels really awesome. So be thinking. And now look, Donna, Adriana, if there's something you feel that needs to be said on here, I'm open. Okay. I want to support other NDErs, but I'm really tired of us playing it safe. We need to come out a little bit more. And you know what? Who are we doing it for? Who are we doing it for? The curiosity seekers. And we're doing it for people because they have a podcast. Who cares about that? We need to walk in our own spiritual path. The reason we came and be a little, I'm not saying you're the best. You're the best. But and I'm not look, I'm sorry. I'm not really coming down on anyone. I'm just saying that we're not here that long, and you're in the driver's seat watching. This is your life, and we need to support that. And we need to not just go around with niceties or do things what other people that we think expects of us. We should do what we think that we need to fulfill our life and our destiny and our own heart. So that's we got to live our truth. So I think that's what this is. So thank you all so much for joining us. This was going to be a 15-minute short, but because I had fun, we went an hour.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for commenting. I can't wait to see you all. Yes, Adriana, stick with us. We have nothing. I just want to say, I have nothing to lose here. That it's by speaking the way that I do. But what I have to gain is to know that I have the chance to help others, and that is enough for me. So thank you for all who made the comments. Thank you, Tamara. Oh my gosh, this is going to be wonderful. It's going to be awesome.
This is going to be so much fun. Y'all have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Take care.